Hi, and welcome to episode 46 of the Cat Lady Podcast. I'm Andrea, your host, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2T, C-A-T-T, craft all the things. Welcome. Any new viewers. Thanks for coming to check me out. Hopefully you like what you see. You can check out some back episodes and all the episodes to come. And of course, thank you for coming back. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate it also very much. This episode is going to be a little different. I have an extra segment that's gonna pop into the end, so it's gonna be a little bit all over the place, but I'm gonna try my best to kind of keep it streamlined. I have my notes ready. It's March 7th, 2016, so we're already in March. I didn't really do my hair this morning, so what you see is what you get. So we'll just jump right in. You can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook as The Cat Lady. Facebook group is The Cat Lady Podcast. There's a Ravelry group also called The Cat Lady Podcast, and that is where you can find out all the information about the podcast. There's giveaways, there's coupon codes, there's chit chat, there's show notes, etc., everything. So if you're not on Ravelry, go check it out and find me there. Also, please feel free to subscribe on YouTube. I'm getting close to 500, which is kind of exciting. So I was kind of hoping to hit 500 members before my podiversary, which is at the end of this month. Crazy, like crazy. I can't even believe I've been doing this for a year. So hit that subscribe button if you want to keep watching. That's it for where you can find me. Oh, and the show notes. Show notes are typically on Ravelry now, but I do have a blog. It's thecatlady.blogspot.com, and I've been just posting kind of pictures, extra pictures from the week. So, you know, pictures of the kids, pictures of the cats, pictures of stuff I've been working on. Just so it's just kind of my other. It's on my info card, so it's like I kind of don't want to get rid of the blog, but Ravelry is much easier for the notes since I'm linking all the Ravelry patterns anyways. So, but, you know, if you want to see some extra pictures of what's been happening throughout my week and stuff, head over to the blog. So, this week, like I said, it's a special episode. I had a special guest, which was exciting. I also started a new craft. So, I'm back. I'm easing my way back into the craft all the things again instead of the knit all the things. Camp is winding down, and I've slowed down. So hopefully my team is, I have to audit my team, check out my team points. I haven't had a chance this weekend, but pretty sure my team is still carrying the weight pretty well. I have definitely, and I've contributed a fair amount. I'm at 400 and something points, so it was pretty good. But I have at least 2 campers that are over 1,000, so go figure. But anyway, so new craft, some podcast news, knitting, weekend reviews, a bunch of stash. So, and yeah, so we'll jump right into podcast news. I'm gonna make it quick. I have an introduction thread, but there were no new introductions. But if you want to come say hi, I will say hi to you on the podcast. So check that out. We have a giveaway for a Japanese knot bag by The Tangled Skein, CA, which is Sue from Two Tangled Skeins. And go check out the thread for the giveaway. There's a picture of the bag. Go over to our Etsy store, see what you like. Tell me what's your favorite pattern. So, but you'll get to pick out whatever bag you want, sock size. She's very flexible as far as, you know, if you see a pattern in a larger size, she might have extra fabric to make a smaller size. So you can message her and ask. She's very willing to do custom orders. So, and if she's got other fabrics, you know, if you say, hey, I really like purple, do you have anything fun in purple? She'd probably be able to work it out. Or if you say, I really like this one, but can you make a purple interior instead of whatever? Again, she's super cool, super flexible, and she's super nice for offering a bag to give away. So go over to her Etsy store and check it out and enter the giveaway, and I will be drawing next week is the plan. So you have one more week to get in there. I have about 40 entries, so not too bad. So go over to the thread and just tell me which bag you like, and we'll go from there. Also, she's got a coupon code in the shop, so it's CATLADY15, all capital letters, CATTLADY 15, for 15% off anything in the shop. So if you see something you have to have now, go ahead and order. Again, check out the Ravelry group for any kind of news, virtual knit night links, which me and the Uncreative Crafter kind of co-host on Fridays, and just general chit chat. So that's it for news. On to knitting. So I have not got a ton of knitting done, but I've worked on a few things. So I have a hoe. I have a half object. So I'm working on my March pair of socks, and this is CC's Vanilla Cappuccino socks by Java Pearl. And this is the Madrigal colorway from the Knit Picks Felici. And yeah, so I got a sock done. Still need to weave in the ends. Again, it's like I go back and forth. You kind of get what you pay for, I guess. I mean, this is commercially made striped yarn. It's fairly inexpensive, but this stuff happens all the time. Like, look at how bad the bleeding is in the light pink color, and in every single pink stripe, it's got this purple in it. So it's kind of frustrating. But again, they're soft, they're comfortable. So, I mean, and again, they're fairly inexpensive. I have a bunch of it. So, and I think the darker colors, it's more obvious. So, because there's darker colors in the lighter colors. So I'm trying to think of like when I did my gummy bear socks, it was in there, but it's not as obvious. Yeah, it's in my mosaic socks. Again, it's a little more obvious, but not as. But this is the one that's the most obvious because it's such a dark color that's bleeding in there. So, but whatever, it fits. I use double. No, got some in my teeth. Sorry, size 0. My Premier Yarns GB double pointed needles, and that's it. And I started the second toe, which I'm now housing in my seasonally appropriate Hello Kitty Shamrock St. Patrick's Day style bag. I started the toe of the second one. So that's how far I am. And Storm Coast, aka the Uncreative Crafter, aka Jen, who I talk about all the time, we are knitting these together. So we are yarn twinsies. She added a hashtag to, I think, to my post, so I have to remember what it is so I can remember to use it. So we're both making the same socks, but hers actually striped differently, so it's kind of funny because she took her yarn from the outside of the ball, I took mine from the inside, so that makes it a little more fun too. And then I did a little work on my sweater. So I think I mentioned last time that my sweater is too big. And I looked at it again, and it's too big. But I think I can work with it. I've decided I'm gonna work with it because I'm pretty much close to being done with the body. So I might as well just go with it and see what happens. So my goal now is, so here it is, last I only put like an inch on there. So I put a few more rows on there because I was still deciding what I was going to do. So what I've decided is I was wearing this sweater this weekend. And it's kind of this, cowl necked larger sweater. And I have to buy sweaters in the store larger because if I'm going to come anywhere close to getting the arm length appropriate, it needs to be larger, which I think this is a medium. Pretty sure it's not a large. Let's see. Oh, no, it's a large. Okay, so I bought the large. So it's a large, funky sweater, but it's got that nice, flowy cowl, and it's just a cozy sweater. So I kind of held this one up to this, and this one is smaller than this, but not much. It kind of comes in, I'll put the picture in that I took. It probably comes in this one's probably about an inch in on each side, so not much. So I think it'll work. So if I make it, so I'm going to kind of tailor it to be the same length as this, and then I'm going to attempt to do some sort of cowl neck, which I'm not sure how it's going to work on this neckline since it's technically set up that it's taller in the back and kind of, actually that might, I don't know, I really don't know. It's really going to just, I really don't know. So, but I'm going to try it. But at least maybe if the sweater's longer, even with a regular neck, it'll be fine. So, because it's almost set up, well, it's not going to be V-neck or anything, but it's going to be a scoop neck, and this one is more, let's see. Well, no, it's the same. It's got the higher back. So it might work. Now, do I have enough yarn? I think so. I'm only on the 3rd ball, and I have 7. So I'll use up the rest of them, getting close to the end of the 3rd. So I'll definitely go into the 4th ball for the rest of the body. You know, a ball per sleeve. Probably not that much, but maybe. So it'd be 5 and 6, and then a ball for the neck. I should have plenty. So that's the plan with that. And it's my BB-8 bag. My BB-8s are multiplying over here. That is the Brick by Clara Lee. I'm using size 9, US 9, my nickel-plated Knit Picks, and that is also the Brava worsted in the Hunter Green, also by Knit Picks. So it's acrylic, and again, it can't be blocked particularly. You know, maybe steamed out, so it's not like I could do any shaping or anything with it as far as if it was wool, but not like you can make it smaller anyways. But so that's that. And then I actually picked up a blanket. So it's about time I've done that. And I got 2 squares done. So I have to remember actually to count these for camp, because I kind of feel like they don't count, but they do. So I'm in the middle of the 3rd square. I should have finished it. Bad podcaster. And now it's all tangled. Seriously. Okay, so the squares I got done were the Patons Croix Effects in the Cascade colors, and this is what I did Jim's socks out of. It used exactly 5 grams, which was surprising, because usually I use under, but it is a heavier fingering. So, and I actually stepped down. So I knit the whole square, I bound it off, and I looked at it, and my little diagonal was going the wrong way, so I did it back. I did it wrong. So I ripped the whole thing out, and I did it again, and it looked huge. It was like just coming out big, which it still is a little bit bigger than, say, like the one underneath it. So I actually stepped down to a 1.5 because I'm using 2s, US 2s. And then I knit this one on the 2s, I think, and it's awful airy, which is I mean, it's all gonna even out later. So now I'm back on the 1.5s. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm just gonna switch down to 1.5 at this point, or yeah. Because I mean, I've been using 2s, but I feel like these last couple yarns I've used, I don't know. So unless I mixed up my needles somewhere and these are really the 2s, and I don't know. So maybe I should check the sizes of my needles. But this is, okay, so this was the Patons Croix. This is Desert Vista Dye Works in the Zombody Loves You colorway, and I got all of it in there. You got the little red bit, and then the crazy zombie flesh color, I guess, and then the pink, and then the zombie again. And that was from my friend Ramona. She's one of the first I think she's the first person that sent me minis, so still working on them. And then this is also from Ramona, and it's which I'll show it again when it's finished, of course, but it's I think it's I want to say that was a hand dyed. She had a few in there that were hand dyed, but it's just a brown. So honestly I should take pictures of all the squares and send them to her, because I don't remember. I had a small list going of what I thought they were, and then she emailed me back with what she thought they were, and then yeah, so that was a long time ago. That was like back in the summer. So I kind of just don't remember anymore. So I got a couple more left from her though that I gotta work on. I got a red one and then 2 more stripey ones. And then I'll be done with all her minis. And I got a whole bin full of minis to go. So, which is not a bad thing. And that's in my You So and So bag. And that's it for knitting. So, socks, sweater, which I said, all I'm really working on is the socks and the sweater. So, and the socks are coming along pretty quickly. So, and I need to plug away on that sweater because I got a plan now. Just need to do it. So, socks and sweater. And karate knit. Well, I got my sock now, probably for karate. But I might take the blanket. I don't know. The blanket gets a little awkward because it's the little skeins or little balls like tend to fall and roll around. Unless I maybe I need to put my yarn in with those. So And oh, the pattern I use is generic. It's the generic mitered squares by Suna Kendall, I think. So it'll be in the show notes. I'll try to put it on the bottom of the screen too. Okay, so stash part 1, kind of combined with week in review part 1, and part 2 will be in the special video at the end or after this segment. So last week we scurried around for the past like week and a half really, cleaning, and Jim fixed a piece of carpet on the steps, and we rehung the banister that my daughter ripped off the wall when she was having a temper tantrum. So long story short, I mean obviously she's strong, but she's not that strong. She pulled on it and the brackets just snapped, so they obviously were rotting. So we put the banister up, we set up a bed in our guest room / what we call the library, because we were having guests. So my pal Jen, aka the Uncreative Crafter, and her husband came to visit from New Hampshire. So they they left bright and early on, like super bright and early on Friday morning, and got here by Friday late afternoon. And they were gonna stay with us for the weekend. Her husband is actually lived in Michigan at one point in time, and had some things he was gonna do, and of course a good excuse for us to go yarn shopping and everything. So that was fun. But yeah, it was a very busy week last week, just getting all the things together, and of course I still had kickboxing to go to, and I did that, and karate, and blah blah blah. So, but got the house in pretty good shape, and now we have a guest room. So, because we had a bed in there, and it was just not assembled, and we have chairs in there that needed to come out, which we're still kind of figuring out new homes for everything. So, but yeah, so they came to visit, and when she got here, she brought my Christmas presents, because all of us have been terrible at sending out our presents. I still haven't sent mine out either. So anyways, so she figures since she's coming, she doesn't have to mail them. So I got my Christmas presents from Jen. So that is the first part of stash. And I will go over that. So the first thing I got was a bunch of tea. So lots of teas. Lemon ginger, licorice spice, mango passion fruit. I can't say that word. That berry. I never say that right. KCI, Akai, I don't know. Blueberry superfruit. Tisane. Oh, okay, I'm reading the wrong one. Peppermint. It's in some sort of other language under there. Wild raspberry hibiscus and green ginger. So lots of fun teas. I need to start drinking more tea because I got a ton of it. Oh, and cinnamon. Ooh, cinnamon apple. Yum. Then she gave me some vanilla mint sugar scrub, which smells amazing, from Wild Poppy Soap Company. Oh, smells really good. So sugar, olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, and foaming bath whip. On Facebook and Etsy, Wild Poppy Soap Company. Yeah, so that'll be fun. Which my hands need it badly because they're dry as heck. Then I got, I think they had some leftover fisherman's wool that they never really used. It's pretty much whole skein, doesn't seem like it was used. Yeah, I don't think it was used at all. And this is what I usually make Mr. Beans, which I have not made Mr. Beans in a while, so, which I only have he's in my bag over here. I only have a little bit of a cake left, so. Lots of fisherman's wool for Mr. Beans. And she got everybody in our little gang these cool little mugs. Yeah, they look, they got like the little knit stitches all over it. I think she showed these off on her podcast too. So she got everybody a mug because they were like clearance at some kind of like discount store. So it's actually a soup mug, I think, but this is the size of my coffee mugs anyway, so. And then I got, of course, minis. So, more minis. And the unicorn poop, her unicorn poop. Yeah, I gotta, if I knew where mine is offhand. Yeah. So here's my bin of minis. This might be, yeah, this is my bin of minis. Oh, there it is, okay. See how they look in the ball. Yeah. They actually look more similar in the ball than they do when they're knit up. It's kind of funny. But then, so there's, I mean, hers looks obviously darker. So, and when they're on, it's obviously darker. So there's hers and there's mine. So it's just funny. That's the same color. It's, you know, it's technically the same color, but that's just kind of goes to show indie dyed stuff is truly one of a kind, you know. You can kind of replicate the formula, but you're not necessarily going to get the same colors exactly the same place and exactly the same saturation. So, did I put the wrong one back in there? I might have. Yeah, I think this one was mine. Anyways. There we go. And she made a list of all the minis I have, so I get to play the find it and label it game again. So. Which is fine. So that's that, and I like the little minis in the mug. That's cute. Which it might end up just being a decorative mug. I don't know, because I'm running out of space in my coffee closet, my coffee mug closet. Then she bought a needle felting kit, and I know she bought it, and the purpose for it was to try to felt a hole in her socks. But she made her first little needle felting project, and it's a little purple kitty, and it's adorable. It's definitely a little fragile, so it's gonna have to go on my little bulletin board wall there with my little kitty bookmarks and other little trinkets and stuff. So for now he'll stay in my little cup. Guard my minis. Then this was super awesome. Her husband works with leather and makes kind of like leather boxes and stuff. And they like, you know, carve out designs and stuff. And I think dye it up too. It smells good. I like the smell of leather. So she carved this out. So it looks like knit stitches. So, you know, nice cool leather keychain. And she made one for the giveaway, for the Podiversary giveaway. So one of these will be for a lucky prize package, or however I decide to do that, I don't know yet. And one's for me. So I kind of want to use it, but then at the same time I don't want to ruin it, so I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. So that was really cool. Nice handmade gift. Then we've been talking a lot about socks, and she had mentioned making worsted weight socks. I'm like, oh, that sounds nice and cozy, nice. I didn't know they made worsted weight sock yarn, you know, like actual sock yarn that's thicker. She's like, oh yeah, so she picked some up, and this is a Regia. It's 8-ply, and it's all in German. So okay, so 75% wool, 25% polyamide. Is super cool colors. I'm so intrigued how this is going to knit up. I did enter this in my stash already, but I don't think it came up with a colorway name, and I didn't look to see how it was going to turn up. But it's got like a bazillion different colors in it, but of course the pink is the color that pops, so that'll be fun. It's 150 grams, I think, so I might be, so if I play my cards right, I can maybe get two pair. So I can either do, maybe I'll do a shorty pair first, or maybe, yeah, maybe I'll skein out 50 grams and see what, and try to, oh, and I can do 2 at a time. That's right, because these are going to take thicker needles. So yes, I can break it out into 2 25-gram balls and see where it takes me. And then I'll have the 100 left for, which I don't use the 100 though. I don't know how that works with worsted weight either. Is it going to be the same? Am I going to use the same amount of weight for the sock? Is the sock going to be the same weight because I'm using bigger needles? So, but they're going to be fast because I'm going to try to do 2 at a time, and they're going to be done on thicker needles. So, let's see, needle size 6 to 8. So I'm going to have to do some Ravelry research to figure that out. And we've been talking about double pointed needles and stuff, and trying new needles, and these are the carbons, which she likes. She's enjoying hers. So she got me a 00, which is a 1.75, because I've been toying with 00s, but I think I'm settling on zeros, so she got a zeros. But she also mentioned that her gauge is a little different with these, so maybe I will try I will try them. So there's no question about that. I'm going to try them. So 00s and zeros. So now I have 2. Well, I guess I'm curious how my gauge will be, because technically now I have 2 pairs of zeros. I could do 2 at a time with each set of needles if the gauge isn't that dramatic. So I could do 2 pair just on 2 sets of double points, which would be fine, because I just kind of like, you know, do the toe on one, do the toe on the other, do the leg on one, do the leg on the other, do the heel, kind of build them together. So. And lastly, which is super adorable, cute, and I love them to death, she got me some stitch markers, and they were from Mika Mika, who is Shamika Clark. She is on the Team Snowy Owl for camp, so so I know she sent Jen some really cool Snowy Owl, like owl stitch markers, so she ordered some extra. Jen ordered some other ones. So there's her business card. But these are the Rhinebeck stitch markers, which when I saw these originally back right after Rhinebeck, I was like, ah, they're awesome. So we got the Rhinebeck sheep. Sorry if they're blurry, but. And then spinning wheel, which is, I love it, I love it, I love it. The New York State, which again, I love all these. These are all really cool. So we got New York. And the wine basket, which there was a whole, like, a wine. I don't know if there's a specific reason behind that, or if there was a wine and cheese and food building. Come on, there it is. It's like a wine and basket. And so you see mine are pink, and then the one white with the sheep. Well, I get a special blue one because she bought 2 sets of these, and she kept one for her and gave one to me, and so she took the pink sweater, and I get the blue sweater, so all the rest of her stitch markers are blue. So they're like BFF stitch markers, which is super adorable, and that's the sweater on the knitting needles. So we got matchy yarn twinsies, whatever, stitch markers now too. So, which I don't. Yeah, she didn't have hers. We didn't include that in our picture. We took a silly picture of us holding all our twinsies stuff. Oops, I'll get that back in there. And it came in this cute little pink bag, which came in this bag, but I didn't put it back in that bag, but it's okay. So that was my super exciting stash part. No, I'm not done with stash part 1. Okay, so that was when she got here. She gave me all that. So then the next day I got a package in the mail. And I knew it was coming, but I kind of forgot. So Kathy, who is a fellow VKNer, so I chat with her frequently, she was sending out a bunch of minis. So I got on her little mini list, so more minis. And lots of fun things in here. We got Lauren's Laces, Ancient Arts, Regia, some stuff I can't pronounce, lots of stuff I can't pronounce. Miss Babs, Hanalei hand-dyed, Malabrigo. So lots of fun stuff in there. And like seriously, like 2 pounds of candy. Like this thing is heavy. Like I got the package, I'm like, oh my gosh, it was heavy. And I open it up, I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of chocolate in here. I'm not going to complain about. So I got some chocolate, and then we got a bunch more tea. So chocolate, sort of, I don't know, chocolate pu'er. It's got chocolate in it, it's got to be good. White rose, my all-time favorite sweet and spicy. Peppermint, and then, ooh, salted caramel hot chocolate and hot chocolate double chocolate. Ooh, boy. There's some fancy hot chocolates, which sound awesome. Lavender, tulsi, and holiday chai. Some candy hearts and a ton of chocolate. Which some of it already has been consumed because I have no self-control. Not much though, I've been pretty good. And then some little heart stickers. So thank you, Kathy, so much. I need to message you and tell you I got them because it's been a little busy this weekend. So that is stash part 1. Oh, and one more thing. Good thing I have notes because I forgot to mention this last week. So last week, before I recorded last week, I won a pattern. So I entered in, I enter in all these little knit along things. Well, Strong Girl Knits podcast has a monthly sock, knit along drawing. So, and if you knit 12 pairs of socks, you'll get entered into like a grand prize at the end of the year. So I won for January with, put in my husband's first pair of socks. And I got to pick out a pattern. So I picked the Quicksilver by somebody. I will put a picture of it here and it'll be in the show notes. And it's a 3-color shawl, and it's huge. It's like it's a good hefty shawl. No shawlettes. It's a shawl. So it's got like a striped section and then a lace section and a striped section and a lace section. And you'll see in a few moments what yarn I picked for that. So now I will enter in the video. So Jen and I decided, well, we have to record something, right? Okay, we're 2 podcasters and we're spending time together, so we should record together. Well, we decided on Sunday, last night, at like 10 o'clock to record. So I haven't replayed the video. I'll obviously edit a bit when I work on it, but when I splice it in here. But just be warned that we're both a little loopy, we're both exhausted, and it's been a busy weekend but fun. But we go over the details of the weekend, including some purchases. So that was stash part 2, and we can review part 2. So enjoy.
Oh, is it going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've never been this far away.
I know, it should have been like a 3, 2, 1.
Should it be closer?
No, I don't think
I'm
so.
gonna edit it.
I was gonna say, I'm down here and you're up here.
Yes. Oh, that's true. I guess if it's closer, it's gonna cut off my head.
Yeah, alright. Well, it's your podcast.
Hi, I'm Andrea. Well, I don't know how I'm just gonna kind of enter this in, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey! Guess what? I have a visitor.
Hi, I'm Jen, also known as the Uncreative Crafter, and I am visiting Andrea.
You remember me mentioning Jen all the time on my podcast.
So tonight's a good night to play the drinking game if you are into the drinking game. And we're recording at like 10 o'clock at night.
The day before she's leaving.
Best idea ever. And there's no yarn on the table. None whatsoever. You're hallucinating. Alright, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Shall we just go over our little weekend adventure?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So Jen came in on Friday after driving
14 hours?
and you left at
2 a.m. That was a thing.
So she got here around 4, which wasn't too bad a timing, really.
Yeah,
But,
no, not as early as we had hoped, but more knitting time in the car.
And yeah, so then we got to just relax, and I made dinner for everybody, so that was nice.
Yes.
And got settled in chicken shawarma.
Yes, that was so good.
Oh, and then that we did the VKN.
We did the VKN.
And nobody knew she was here.
It was like, surprise!
So, and everyone was very surprised, so it was a lot of fun. Except we were terrible hostesses because I was half paying attention and I was drinking kind of a lot.
There,
So.
you know. I was sleep deprived. She was just drunk.
Oh, you were drinking too.
Yeah, that's true.
So you were sleep deprived and drinking. Shall we talk about our socks since we were bringing up?
Yeah. So we're twinsies. We can't do anything apart, apparently. So Andrea had bought me the Knit Picks Felici in the Madrigal colorway. That's how it's pronounced.
Or Madrigal.
You know, whatever you want to say is fine. And we are both knitting our socks. But mine are striping differently than hers are because, you know, why not? And we thought it would be fun to knit a row on each other's socks. And Andrea pulled the needle out.
Only half.
And she picked them all back up, and hopefully you can't see it from here. But there's just one row that's a lot looser than my knitting. So this is lovingly known as the Andrea row.
Which was her idea to give it to me, to switch.
Well, you know, heaven forbid we do something nice for each other. Sabotage.
And I can see the Jen row in here. It's a little tighter. You can see it.
Yeah, well, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not all loosey-goosey. Whatever, I put it on the
However,
bottom,
it is
but-
my gauge. We measured. It just happens to be my gauge.
Yeah,
So there you have it. So it would have happened if beverages were included or not.
yeah. And there was definitely no drop.
Now, of course, I wouldn't have dropped all the stitches. Probably.
Yeah. You also drove BB-8 around.
I did.
You did. Little bit. Not a good idea.
This one.
Yeah, not this one. You can't drive that one. So
My little BB-8 cozy.
definitely didn't bring anything BB-8 into the house for her.
This is a
So
present,
yes,
souvenir that they're leaving behind, and it's a bank.
but also a hat shaper
Yes.
/ cozy
BB-8
thing.
cozy.
I don't know. And then Saturday we woke up and we went on a yarn crawl.
And I would definitely call it a yarn crawl. 7 stores total, including 2 big box stores, as you call, I guess. But 7 stores that sell yarn
Yeah.
were visited.
It was real rough, but somebody had to do it.
So I guess I'll outline quickly where we went, and I guess we can then share what we got.
Yeah.
So we started. Of course, I was up at like 6. Everyone in my family was up at like 6. So I was up bright and early, which was fine. I was kind of excited anyway. So, yeah, I was up at 6 and I didn't eat breakfast.
You didn't eat breakfast?
No, because I think your husband got up and left, and then
Oh yeah.
Jim and the kids had yogurt, and I think I was waiting for you to get up, and then we ended up eating those biscuit
Yeah,
things.
she wouldn't let me leave until she'd eaten, and then she's like, "Well, I haven't eaten either, so okay, Mom, let's eat, and then let's go on our yarn crawl."
So yeah, so we had those Belvita bar things, which didn't really fill me up. But anyways,
It was a cookie for breakfast. I was okay with it.
so we headed to Rochester, which is not too far from where I am, and went to Skeins on Main, which is a really nice local yarn store. So. And we get there and the door's locked. We're like, okay, they open at 9:30 supposedly, so knocked on the door and yeah, they just forgot to open the front door. So yeah, so we both ended up with purchases from there. So do you want to start?
Yes, I like to look for local yarn if I'm visiting a place, and the lady said this was local. I guess Canada is technically local to Michigan. I drove through it, I should know that. So I got the Yarns of Richard DeVries, and this is his 100% merino worsted weight superwash in the colorway Calabria, which is it's 10 o'clock at night, guys. You'll see a picture later on Instagram, I'm sure. And it's got speckles in it.
And tune in to the Uncreative Crafter. I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll show this again.
At some point I'll record and you can watch me talk about it all by myself. And Andrea bought.
And then and I also stuck with something local because, you know, it was something new to me anyways. But this is Fiber Story. Superwash merino, and it's her favorite sock base in the bouquet. It's kind of a pinky brown, almost like a pink and tan kind of.
A little bit of
Little
orange. in
orange.
there. It's so pretty.
So it's really cool. So and that was all we got from there. I think we were.
Yes.
It was the first stop. I didn't want to overdo it. They had some Madeline Tosh I had in my hand that coordinated well with this that I almost got, but I didn't. So
There was more to come.
So then we actually backtracked to Lake Orion because just the way we were going, it made sense. And that store opened first. Because Lake Orion didn't open till 10.
Oh, okay.
But by the time we got there, it was almost 11, I think.
Yeah, well, you gotta take your time.
So we went to the Heritage Spinning and Weaving, and we were there for a bit, but squished a lot of things. There was a really nice alpaca that I squished a lot, and might end up going back in there and getting that. Because
If
it
you
was
don't,
really
I
pretty.
might.
It
My
was pretty. It
goodness.
was like 600 yards of a DK sport. I was either sport or DK.
There was a lot.
And it was a big, like, 8-ounce tank, so. And there was black, and I'm liking the black one. It had a little bit of white, kind of barber pulling. And then there was a white one with the black, so it was kind of reversed.
Oh, okay, I thought there was a gray one.
There was a whole bunch of them.
I don't know, it was alpaca colors.
But they were pretty. And it would make a nice scarf.
Yes.
And it'd be enough for the scarf.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Or a nice shawl.
yeah, I was thinking maybe for Jim.
Yeah, we're just gonna dream about that alpaca for a minute.
It's like a cloud. So yeah, we were there for a bit, and you saw some stuff that.
Yes. Okay, so I thought I'd heard of this yarn before. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. But they had Jamisons, and they had like 227 colors of Jamisons, and
It was a whole wall of it.
I just couldn't decide. Too many options. Didn't know what I wanted to make with it, so I walked away. And then, well, we'll get into that as we go through the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to.
And so then we were gonna go straight up to Grand Blanc because we were gonna meet with a fellow VKNer who lives in Grand Blanc. But then I decided we would detour to another yarn store in Clarkston, which is the neighboring town over, and I'd never been there. So we stopped at Basketful of Yarn. Tiny little place. It was a very weird little entrance. It's like an entrance that shared an entrance with another.
Oh, okay. That one. They all blurred together.
Yeah, and that one was just weird. It was very small.
Yes.
They didn't have a huge selection, but they had some nice things, and
Yeah.
we ended up purchasing stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got some O wool in a DK weight, and it is a Legacy DK. I don't actually know if it has a color name on it. I'm not gonna try to look.
No.
But
It's green.
It's this lovely green.
It's organic.
Yeah.
That's the O, I guess. O.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Certified organic
Yes.
merino. So.
And,
Now, have you heard of that before? Because you
Owl?
seem to have.
Yeah, I think they were at Rhinebeck,
Oh, okay.
maybe. I don't
A lot
know.
of people are right back.
But I bought the Magdalena hat pattern for winter camp, and I never ended up making it because I don't have any DK in my stash. So I bought some DK, and hopefully I'll actually finally make myself a green hat with it.
Kind of matches your coat.
A little. Better than half the hats I make these days anyway. And then,
I originally had a color scheme. I was looking for sock yarn for Jim. And we picked up one of these, and then we looked it up on Ravelry to see how it would stripe up, and it was busy. So then I'm like, maybe for me. So this one's a purple. This was kind of the same thing. It's this like fake Fair Isle looking stripe pattern. So this is the Schockenmeyer Regia, okay.
in color.
For Fadig.
I think that just means 4-ply.
It is 4-ply. It's color 3653, but I did put it in the stash today, and it came up as like Starry Night or Night Sky or some
Oh.
sort of night something. It's a pretty color.
That's
it was a
super
pretty
pretty.
name, yeah. So
Yeah.
I should have wrote it down because I forgot, but it was a cool colorway name, which
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't put that on the actual yarn. So
But I saw it first, so I got some too. Because we're twinsies,
again,
apparently.
so we get to do another twinsy knit along or
Yeah.
whatever the hashtag.
Yarn twinsies
Yarn.
and along. I don't remember.
Oh, we didn't tell the. Okay, so.
Well, that was in
Okay,
that
yeah,
store, though.
That's right. So we're checking out, and we're kind of talking that we're knitting the same size, and we're both wearing our hitchhikers.
Yes.
So we end up in the unicorn poop, you know.
Mhm.
So they noticed we had the same scarf, and she said something about being like we're twins, you know, we're knitting the same things,
Yeah.
and she's like, "You're really twins?" Like, no.
You've probably figured it out, but in real life, there's a significant height difference between Andrea and myself. It's like almost a foot. And so it's like, yeah, I'm Danny DeVito, and she's Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I think the
Which
lady...
we had, I think you had made that joke the night before on Friday.
Oh, yeah,
at the weekend.
absolutely. It's a good joke. right? It's a good joke. So, but
And she also asked us if we were new knitters. So she just had a lot of interesting questions. Or, well, that was the other lady, I think.
yeah,
the
there were
older
a
lady.
couple ladies,
was,
I don't know.
But they were nice.
Yeah, they were very nice. And this was the Arne and Carlos, which I've heard so many people talking about. So I guess we'll get to try it for ourselves,
Yes.
which will be fun.
And I did have to type that in to find this in Ravelry.
Oh, and
It wasn't just Regia for
Really?
Ply. It was like I had to type in like Arnie and Carlos design or something. Because there's apparently another set of people that design
Oh.
for Regia.
Oh, and that's the one you cannibalized. And yeah.
Apparently, Jen did not know that these can be center pole balls. You just have to like disembody them to find the end.
Well, okay,
With all of these, like these are all the same.
it tucks in the end and you pull it out and you pull it from the outside and she's like shoving the yarn guts out of it in Panera and I was like, I cannot look at this, like you are hurting me.
That's how you do
Like
it.
you're hurting
And
me.
someone had to show me how to do that too, because I'm like, how do you find the center? How do you find the center? And then you just gotta.
Well, our socks, we're fraternal twins, so our socks are just gonna be fraternal.
I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time matching up socks with this.
You're not gonna be able to match up socks with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I
Have
feel
fun
like
with that.
that's gonna be a trouble.
Yeah, you
It's
cannibalize
kind of
the
busy.
socks and then you gotta
It was just
match
like the
them.
Cascade colors, the one with Jim. Which, did you see the picture of my socks? That they totally were not the same like
Oh, yeah.
dye lot or
Really?
they weren't. Or well, if they were, they were different. They didn't have the same repeats in it.
Oh,
Which it's fine. It's fine.
I know.
It's fine. But
you get what you pay for.
But-
So,
and
we bought those.
Yeah, that was all I
So-
got from there. I think.
Yeah, and I bought the oval, and then we went. No.
So then we headed to Panera
Yes.
to meet up with Chara, and we got lunch.
yes.
And I had barbecue chicken salad. That was really good because I never had it before, so I can get it again.
And I had the Mediterranean quinoa, which I guess I don't know what I was expecting, but it had olives in it, and I don't like olives, so I wouldn't get it again. But the sandwich was really good. And then she drove us
Oh
around.
yes, and then
which
we
is
got in her
great.
car because since we were in her neck of the woods and I couldn't fit everybody in my car because I have 2 car seats in the back, we hit in her car and went to U to U, which
Yes.
was U as in EWE to U as in YOU. And they had a really good selection.
Yes. I liked that store.
And they were very chatty,
They were very nice.
so they were very nice. They commented on
Oh,
the
yeah.
hitchhikers and the unicorn poop. And
Yeah, they were like, I know that scarf. Like, she's like, I'm sorry to stalk you, but I know that's, and she loved it, so.
And they had lots of fun samples there. They
Yeah.
had the Stephen West one that we kept seeing
Yeah,
everywhere.
the Rockefeller
Yeah.
that Jessica
Yeah.
from Sarah Nova Cross, yeah. And I didn't buy any yarn there. Did you buy any yarn there? I bought stuff
You
there.
bought,
Did you buy anything?
Oh, I'm missing something.
You can talk about it
Yeah,
later.
I got the little counter thing.
Oh yeah.
But I
Okay.
swear, did I get something else? Oh, yes. I got this. Okay.
Oh, okay. You
So
talk-
I ended up finding sock yarn for Jim, which it's a 100-gram skein of
Sorry.
Yarbo garn.
That's totally it.
Mini raggy. So whatever that means. Apparently it's urban.
Maybe.
Or what's that? Swedish?
Yeah, that's the Swedish
Okay,
flag,
so
yeah,
it's Swedish.
I think.
Maybe, or something. I'll have to look that up. But it's all in not English.
Not English, yeah.
But it is 100 grams. It's black and white. And we looked this one. Did we look this one up? I think we.
Like how it knits up?
I think I did.
Maybe
yes, I
you
looked
did.
it up.
I
I looked it up,
wasn't
and then
involved.
it's kind of stripy, but it's black and white and gray, so kind of manly.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of like Croy. It's kind of a little more rough, so it probably
It's gonna be hard wearing,
yeah.
because
So-
you know.
Superwash nylon. Yeah. Well, oh shoot, this says 50 grams. No, but it says 100 grams there. Okay, their thing must be wrong. This is 100 grams on the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, like it seems huge. Okay.
Yeah. We'll go with
And then I got one of those little finger row counters.
it. And I
in pink.
found, and I've been really curious to try different kinds of needles. I found the Knitter's Pride Nova Cubics, which are the little I know you can't see, but they're like square around, and it's supposed to make your stitches more even, and it's supposed to reduce hand fatigue. Because I looked it up because she's like, "What's the point of square needles?" And I said, "They're cool." Are they heavy?
They feel kind of heavy.
I don't know, but they're size US size 0, which I think is a 2 millimeter. And I'm very curious because I have to drop down 2 needle sizes to usually get gauge on something. So maybe I should have gotten the 1s instead of the 2s because I normally knit my socks on 0s. But I'm very curious to try them and see how they affect my gauge. And then I also found, and I keep saying I'm going to make sock blockers out of wire hangers, and I don't have any wire hangers. So I found some wire, well, they're not really wire hangers, but wire sock blockers, and small, and we tried on my sock in progress and it seemed like it was going to fit, so.
And we measured it.
Yes. And we
Because
measured it.
I thought that looked pretty, I thought the medium still looked huge. I still think that looks big. I mean, I don't know, it just seems,
It's like 8 inches, right?
it is, but
Yeah.
it seemed like it was big. So I thought maybe I could get away with medium because, you know, I got a big, larger foot. So I'm like, well, maybe, no.
Nope.
Yeah, the medium was 8, wasn't it? Don't you go to
No,
6?
8,
Or
9, and because the whole foot.
whole foot was
Yeah.
8. Yeah, so it was 8 and
Yeah.
then
The medium was 9.
9. Okay, so
Yeah.
8 goes 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, and you knew how long you knitted your socks,
Yeah.
so you already knew that that wasn't going to work.
Correct. So
No sock blockers for Andrea. But then we went to.
then we went to our last stop for the local yarn
Yes.
stores, and for that time frame,
Mhm.
really. Beyond the Rainforest,
Yeah.
which is the weirdest name I feel for a yarn store. So we had Skeins on Main, which is, you know,
Yeah.
Skeins.
And you to
Heritage Spinning and Weaving, okay, well. And then You to You, Sheep, and then Beyond the Rainforest.
Oh.
Which literally You to You and Beyond the Rainforest were like a mile and a half apart too. It was very strange. In Grand Blanc, which is not a very big city, so but whatever. Very small, lot but full.
Oh, yeah.
So it was very cramped. So you know there was a lot of bending down on the floor and lots of little nooks, and it was very quiet except for that fountain that just kept
Oh,
going
yeah.
and going, which was okay. But I felt like it was kind of like starting to get annoying by the time we left.
Well, we were making all the noise in the store
So-
looking at the yarn.
Yeah, they had Madeline Tosh Light, but they didn't have a ton of colors.
But that
So-
sock wall yarn. Sock yarn wall?
Yeah,
Yes.
and then
That was nice.
they had other Madeline Tosh. They had some ancient arts that I was looking at,
Yeah.
but Tara mentioned maybe online would be cheaper right now with the Canadian dollar.
And they had Spud and Chloe, but only the cotton wool. So I was,
is it? Okay.
yeah, I don't know too much about them, but I didn't want to try it. So some neat selections. It was
Yeah.
nice to see different yarns, but everybody had the Michigan yarn. The
Oh, Shepherd's wool
which-
apparently is like the big deal in Michigan. And I have the crazy mill ends from months ago that I got that was Shepherd's wool, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that was
it?
them.
Yeah, I want to say it was. Yeah, well, it's from the same mill,
Oh,
Stoneman
okay. Yep.
mill. So,
But we didn't buy any of that, so.
But, no, it was wool yarn. It wasn't anything like special. But apparently, it was used to make the Olympics sweaters or something.
But they're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
we
Tara
didn't
mentioned
know.
it. I had no idea.
But
So.
yeah, maybe next time.
What else? Oh, but then Jen found the large sock blockers,
Oh look, twinsy sock blockers.
and they literally are the same. Like
Yeah.
they had the same tag on it, and they were
Yeah.
the same price, and they were the same everything. So
Yeah.
So now I've got sock blockers, which
Yeah, you
should have been prepared.
Well, you know, it's now like 10:20, so.
Well, now I can put it on quicker than the first time.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
it's beautiful.
And it fits perfect.
Yeah.
Like literally, like the heel,
Dang.
like perfect. So this was a large. It was 10 inches.
Yes.
Yeah, because I knit 8 inches in Dumayo.
Yeah.
So now I got some sock blockers instead of the crazy plastic ones that I cut out myself that were
Mhm.
never the right size.
You did
remember
that?
The placemats. They had choo-choo trains on it.
That might have been before I started watching you. I don't know. But then.
Yeah, it was over the summer sometime.
Yeah, and then we drove
So
back.
then we drove home. I was
Yeah.
pretty much toasted by then.
But that doesn't stop
What
us.
time did we get home?
I don't remember.
And your husband was on his way home.
He was,
about the
he was
same-
heading back,
about the
yeah.
same time. like 4 maybe?
Maybe.
4-ish?
Yeah. So we went out after 9, and then like what's a full day's
It
work?
was like a day of work, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like a day of work, kind of. Fun day of work, but a day of work. I was pretty tired.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, because Tara's like, oh, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? I'm like, just like, oh, crash.
Yeah. We were crawling.
Yes, it was
Basically.
literally by then. So then we got pizza for dinner.
Very good pizza.
Very good wood-fired pizza. The kids got hot and ready. Which they barely touched it. I think they each ate like a piece.
Oh, I don't know.
So whatever.
Because we had the breadsticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we decided to. Well, we knew we wanted to hit Joann Fabrics and Michaels, but originally the plan was Sunday,
Yeah.
and I was gonna take Emily because Emily loves Jen. Everyone loves Jen.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that.
So, but I figured, well, why not? So we went to Joann's around 6:30,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that.
It might have been closer to 7 when we left.
I don't know.
But anyways, well, we took Emily, and
It was our girls' night out. She was
yeah,
so
she was
excited.
excited.
She's like, I get to go to the yarn store.
I get to
with
stay up
Jen?"
late. I get to stay up late.
Yeah. No wonder she likes me. She gets to stay up late. She gets to get pizza. Like, I would like me too. Did we go to Joann's first?
We went to Joann's first because they have better everything. So.
I don't have a Michael's or Joann's near where I live. I have to travel like at least half an hour. So I'm like, yes, I want to go to your magical Joann's that has tons of yarn in it. And you found some.
So my goal for the whole day was to try to find 3 colors of yarn for the Quicksilver, which is a pattern I received. I will talk about it more. You probably, or however this fits into my video, you'll either hear about it or you've already heard about it. But I didn't find any 3 colors that I liked, and at the end of the day, I didn't really want to spend like $60 to $100 on a shawl,
Yeah.
particularly. So it's different when it's a 1-color shawl or maybe even 2 colors,
Yeah, but you did find some nice yarn.
I did. There was some nice.
Yeah.
Was it MCN or it might have been?
I think it was the Dreamin'
It
color.
might have been
I think it had
MCS. It
cashmere.
might have been. No, I don't know. It did have cashmere in it, but I want to say it
Yeah.
was cashmere silk. Like it was super gorgeous, but I only found 2 colors,
Yeah.
but they were $30 a piece. I'm thinking,
Mm.
okay, even if I had 3, that's $90.
Yeah.
And it's a big shawl, obviously. But so, anyways, I ended up just going the Joann route, and I got some Serenity sock in the white, black, and purple. So, got 2 of each. So basically, the black and white will be the striped section, and the purple will be the lace section, and alternates back and forth. So, for $20,
Yeah.
roughly, because they were on sale for $3. I'll at least see if I like the pattern, see how that goes, and if it's something I want to do again, then I'll splurge.
Yeah. And then you've got this.
And then Emily saw the purple one actually, because this is the neon pink. So apparently, I'm guessing the other one was neon purple. So, Mommy, can you make me a cat out of that? So one of the beans, the cat. So it was like $3. I'm like, yeah, sure. And you can make David one too. And then
Such a good sister.
she broke the label off it, so I went back to get a new one, and I saw the pink one. And I was like, okay, which one do you like, purple or pink? And she picked the pink one. So this is like the most obnoxious bright
It's
pink.
not showing up at all.
Probably not. And
No.
I took a picture of it, and it's just
Yeah.
awkward. So
Like 90s bright neon,
Yeah,
crazy
so
pink. So.
stay tuned for Beans the cat in bright pink.
Yeah, in shocking pink.
He will look fun. And yeah, that was it for
For you.
me.
I got a birthday present. Even though my birthday is not until May, like how often am I in Michigan visiting Andrea? So, she told me I got to have a birthday present, and she had 2 50% off coupons,
Yes.
right? And so I'm gonna butcher this. This is the Australian Superfine Merino by Cleckheaton. It's an 8-ply, and this is the stone colorway. Because she had 2 50% off coupons, I bought 2. Well, she bought 2 and gave them to me. And it's kind of like a bluey gray or like a lavender gray
Yeah,
ish. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say more purpley gray.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting feel. Very velvety.
It's very soft, very staticky.
Yes.
I made my color affection out of that
Mm.
stuff, and it's very soft
It
and
is.
heavy. It's
Yeah.
heavy.
And it's got this nice little ribbon on it. They say use the ribbon to like
Oh, I know.
put
You're
on your
supposed to use the little
project.
label and stuff. Yeah, I know.
It's fancy, but my Joann's doesn't have this. So I'm like, yes.
Apparently your
I would like
Joann's
some.
doesn't have anything because
It's
like
not
we have
good.
like 4 or 5 aisles of full of yarn.
No, it's not a good Joann's. But yeah, and then we went to.
And then we wandered over to Michael's.
But we didn't. Find
I was pretty
anything.
tired by then too, and
Yeah.
I didn't need anything else. So
Yeah, no. With a stop to
And-
look at the Beanie Boos
of course,
in both
Yes.
Michael's and Joann's.
multiple times in Joann's she kept
Yes.
calling you over to see
Oh
Beanie
yeah.
Boos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think she showed you all her Beanie Boos upstairs.
Oh no,
either.
she didn't show me a single Beanie Boo. She goes, I
Except
have
for the
this
giant
one
one. She
and
saw
this
the,
one.
she saw
and this
she
one.
showed you the giant one at the front door. The big dog. That was a Beanie Boo.
What?
The one that was
I'd
like.
gotten like no sleep at that
You don't
point.
remember the 5-foot Dalmatian thing, or it wasn't 5 foot?
No, I remember the bright pink bubblegum
Oh.
dog, which I apparently didn't hallucinate.
No,
But
that's right.
anyway, and then we came home, and I don't remember what we did. Probably slept. Because it had been 7 yarn stores at that point.
Boy, what did we do? Oh, your husband was asleep on the couch.
Yeah, he felt. Yeah, her 3-year-old stayed up later than my husband.
Yeah, David was in the living room with Jim, which I knew that was going to happen. I
Yeah.
told Jim, or I assumed, which, okay, why do I never do that? That he would put David to bed when we were out so that I could just come home and put Emily to bed. Well, then David like, well, Emily's not home.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, we'll watch TV on the iPad.
Yeah.
So,
We knitted. You worked on
Oh,
your
yeah.
sock, and
Okay,
then
so
I
then we
worked
just
on my
chatted
sweater.
and-
Yeah.
how many rows did you get? Like 1?
Oh, on the sweater
Yeah,
too.
2. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And I had almost finished.
Yeah. No, she's gonna finish hers way faster than I finish mine. That's okay.
It's because I'm procrastinating on my sweater.
Well, you know,
Even though now I figured out what I'm doing, so.
I can't knit at work. Only on breaks and lunch. So, you know. But then,
Lots of driving time
Yeah.
or car time tomorrow. You can catch up.
so that was Saturday still,
Yeah. Yes.
and today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday. We had French toast for breakfast. I got to use my new grill.
We had a breakfast party.
We had a breakfast party. I made 2 French press pots of coffee
Mm-hmm.
and French toast and turkey bacon. My
Yeah.
husband's like, nobody likes turkey bacon. Well, everyone liked turkey bacon.
Yeah. And the French press is really good.
The Fren-
I couldn't tell the difference between the 2 days, but it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like the Peruvian blend and the
Yeah.
Nicaraguan blend. I don't know.
I don't know. We got to sit in the fancy dining room.
The fancy dining room where I
Yeah.
record typically. Well, sometimes. I guess not typically.
You record all over.
I do.
I don't think you've ever done this one.
No, this is a new area. This is
Yeah.
my kitchen.
I'm really loving the like light reflecting.
Like right
in
on
the-
your head.
Yeah, no, it's great lighting for me. And then today's Sunday, and I've already forgotten what we did today. I went
Well,
with my
you-
husband
Guys took
Yes.
a tour of
of Brighton because
interesting parts of Michigan.
Yeah.
Not interesting parts of Michigan.
my husband used to live in Brighton, Michigan, and so he wanted to like go look at his old high school and go look at the old library, and there were a ton of ducks randomly. And we went to a Big Boy,
Mhm.
and I was underwhelmed. But you know, it was one of the things
That's
that we had
typical.
to do. And then I went to a Meijer, where I found this hat cozy, hat blocker.
Disguised as a BB-8 bank.
It was on clearance. You know, I made sure that she didn't have it before I brought it home. And
It's not plastic either.
yeah.
It's like real deal.
yeah, no, it's ceramic. And then we came back and oh no, you went out
While
I
you
was
were
out.
gone,
Yes,
I went
forgot about
out.
that.
So we discussed the night before that, if she could find the colors of the Jamesons that she
Mhm.
wanted, I would go pick them up for her.
Yes.
And part of that would be your birthday present too, because, 2 discounted skeins of yarn from Joann's, not quite enough, but,
I was happy with it, but I was
So-
gonna turn it down. And so we found out. I went through and I looked at all the colors and I wrote down the colorway names and the numbers, and then I sent her off and she's like, "That's not what that yarn is. We looked up the wrong yarn."
Apparently there's a Jamesons and there's a Jamesons and Smith.
Yeah.
Both 100% Shetland from the Shetland Isles
Yeah.
in the UK.
So I don't know what's the one I was thinking of. I don't know if it was this one or not. But so she's sending me these pictures and I have to like pick based on the pictures. And
Which
I'm like,
they're, the
pick that
lighting's
one.
like, everything looks
Yeah.
a little off, so. And then,
Yeah.
and I didn't tell you this, when I went up to the counter, I had the one that was called like natural white or something. She's like, this is the lace weight. I'm like,
Oh, I thought to mention that, but I figured you'd just likely grab from the wall of 227.
Well, it was like literally like on the same. It was like on the like the lace weight was here, and then at the bottom below it was it started the white
Oh, I
of.
didn't realize. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
which I liked the white of the lace weight better.
Yeah, but-
whatever.
So this is fingering weight, and she bought me 2.5-ish, maybe 3, and I paid for 2. And
You
then
paid
bought
for the
me-
purples,
Yeah,
technically. I guess
technically.
I paid for the.
So I
whites.
gave her money. I'm like, you're not buying me 3 or 4 of them. Like, don't be ridiculous.
She originally only asked for 3 because
Yeah.
that's probably all she's gonna need. But I figured if she gets all the way home and she's doing the
Yeah.
color work and runs out of the white, that would be really a bummer.
Well, and the best thing is that I had a pattern picked out, and it's the Snawhide by Kate Davies, I
Yes.
think, and that one uses the other Jamesons.
Well, some of
So-
them uses this too.
Yeah,
I've
so-
looked, so
I hope. So this is the Jameson's Shetland Spindrift. It's their fingering weights, and this one is color 1300 Abretia, and it's this nice dark purple. I thought about getting a lighter purple, but it seemed like it was gonna be too much like my sweater yarn.
yeah, that's true. The lavender
Yeah.
wasn't as the lavender was lighter than your sweater,
Yeah.
but still was more close. And it looks almost like it's like tonal.
Yeah, it's kind of like my sweater yarn in that it's like a little bit of pink, and
Little
so there's some
blue,
depth to
yeah.
it. And this is color 343 Ivory. I knew I liked sort of a cream or a natural as opposed to a white, and so I'm thinking I'd like to do some color work, and maybe this would be the main color and this would be a coordinating color, and we'll see.
Well, now you can reverse it if you want.
I know, I can go
You have
crazy.
options.
I have all this birthday yarn. It's beautiful.
And those were a little less yardage than the other ones.
Yeah,
so I
that's
wanted to
true.
make sure.
Yes, thank you for looking out for me, cat lady. And that is what
And I went and squished the alpaca
You
again. I was there for like an hour.
What were you doing?
Squishing the alpaca.
Sending me
Yeah.
pictures of yarn.
Oh, well, and I was looking for the matching yarn for
Oh, that was really nice of you. I know it was hard for you to be there for a whole hour.
I know, it was rough.
Yeah, no kids.
And then I stopped at Walgreens and got Monsters and a Sports Illustrated for Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And chocolate. Because I like those chocolate eggs with marshmallow covered eggs. The Russell Stover, they're like the marshmallow covered chocolate.
Okay.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
You don't like those?
No.
Dark chocolate covered marshmallow
Oh,
eggs.
yeah, that'll be part of why. But yeah, this weekend brought to you
Well,
by Jim, who watched the kids a lot. So
He
thank
did,
you,
he
Jim.
did, he did.
And we're rambling, and it's like 10:30 at night now, so.
And that was everything, right?
And I gotta go to bed because we gotta get up at 6 to leave for 7 to go drive back because I have to go to work on Tuesday.
And I'm gonna wake up, take the kids, take David to school, and probably come back home and take a nap.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should record. Maybe I'll record after I pick him up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's gonna be a long episode for you.
May not be too bad.
You got some other stash.
I do.
Some other stuff to talk
Mhm.
about. And some stuff to show off. And I'll be a short
I
episode.
don't know. Have I finished? I haven't finished anything.
You
Half
finished the sock. And I'll just be like, go watch that episode of The Cat Lady where I talked about my stash.
Well, you gotta show off better pictures of it.
Yeah. And, you know, Ozzy has to make a token appearance.
Yes.
As usual. But yeah, no. We're rambling.
All right, so that's it for this segment.
Yes. Yeah, we only talked for like 40 minutes, whatever.
35.
Yeah.
All right, so one last final thing that we forgot to mention about when we were talking in the video. Again, it was late and we were a little loopy. So I learned a new craft. Back in like, I don't know when, fall, I don't know. Basically, we all kind of convinced Jen to cross stitch, and she's like, if I cross stitch, then Andrea's gonna weave, and I kept joking, well, you could come out and teach me anytime, you know. So, well, she stuck to her word. She ended up cross stitching, and she brought with her a little lap loom. So she had bought this at a fiber festival and learned how to weave on this. It's from Mill Point Emporium. This real standard. So she taught me the basics of weaving. So this is what we made, which it's not finished. It needs to be washed and then trimmed. So it's just kind of a little cloth, but it looks really cool. She says cotton's gonna shrink a lot. So I'm going to run this through the wash and see how big it is. And I wrote down the number of up and down, left and rights, whatever, warps and wefts, yeah, that I used. And yeah, I'll go on and try to actually make stuff. I already kind of Googled a few tutorials on maybe not having fringe, and apparently you can actually sew it with a sewing machine. Now, as far as, like, I mean, ideally the item should be washed first before I sew it because it's going to shrink. So I'd say maybe, I don't know, I'll have to experiment with this now because it's tied off pretty loosely, so if it shrinks up, I should be able to sew it and then snip off all the fringe, and then you fold it over and hem it. So it's like you do a kind of a stitch to secure it, like a zigzag stitch. Then you can trim it, and then you can roll it and actually hem it. So that's, I might try that. This was kind of just my experimental sample. And this is just sugar and cream, Lily sugar and cream cotton. But yeah, it was fun. And I'm excited to do it again. So, again, like I need more crafts to do, but I held up my end now. I did the weaving, and she left it here for me to hold on to until we see each other again or whatever. I don't know. So they are welcome to come back and stay anytime. So that's it. That's all I got this week. So hopefully, let's see, about an hour with both with everything. So not too shabby, not too far over. Tried to kind of rush through everything. So if anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to comment on the YouTube page or come over to Ravelry, and well, if you like what you see, click that like button. Not really good at the promoting thing, so hope everyone has a good week, and hope everyone gets to craft all the things, and I hope you join me back next time. Talk to you later. Bye.